time in the Lingzo house, and oh my goodness, did we have fun on Labor Day, just going to storage and pulling out the decorations. I feel like the boys are at such a fun age. They're almost 3.5, and now they like get what's going on, and they know like, okay, those are mommy's breakables, those are mommy's decorations, these are the kid things. And they were so excited when I told them. I was like, okay, you're off school on Monday, should we start putting up the Halloween stuff and the fall stuff? And they just had so much fun with it. And honestly, they're really good helpers, and they knew which things were breakable, and they'd go really slow with it. They decorated their own little spot. You have to see this. But on today's episode, I'm going to show you my fall decorating for the season, or the start of it. And I'm also going to share another fall themed recipe for you that's quick and easy and hopefully enjoyed by the entire family. So let's get going on today's episode. Okay, I did not get around to cleaning up the dishes, right? Not priority. But I had to get them to school because they were off for 4 days. So they're so cute. They put their pumpkin buckets here and their little guy from Hallmark that makes music. And then they already started doing their stickers. They have so much fun with it. And then they really helped me decide how to do stuff. So we hung this little, it's kind of hard to see with the light right now, but that little wreath is like a, you know, ornament wreath for Halloween. And then it will swing over here. And they really wanted to put their spiders up here. So they have their little spiders lit up. These are like my little Yankee, I have like Yankee collectibles. I just think that the Halloween ones are fun. Oh no, they've been moving pumpkins. Okay, well obviously this was our pumpkin patch, our spooky pumpkin patch we did. And we had it with our spooky trees. And we always keep our ornament right there with Mama, because you know Mama's their angel now. And then they put their jack-o'-lanterns here and lit that up. So I figured that was probably good for what would not be breakable. So I didn't put everything out, but there's a start for their TV room space. Oh, and they wanted to put, they're so sweet. My mom, someone helped her make it. That's her handprint. And so they put their 2 little buckets next to Mama's sign. So she has some Halloween decorations. Okay, moving on. Okay, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do in the kitchen. I don't think this is done yet, but for now, I have this fall sign and this pumpkin that light up from like Hobby Lobby, and then I put a couple more of my little Yankees here because they like to look at them, but they're very gentle with their touch. And then I'm gonna fill up their candy jar. I'm gonna try to do candy corns because I don't know if they really like those, so maybe that'll distract them from eating them. And then moving over here, I just have my Halloween towels, my other thing for my pumpkin spice candle. I need to finish this out. If anybody has a recommendation, let me know. But yes, I love orange and black. Like, I see a lot of, here, I'm gonna turn the camera. I see a lot of people like on YouTube and Instagram, and it's like really classy looking. They have like all of the muted whites and the blacks and the grays. I don't know, the boys and I grew up where it was more like the vibrant colors for Christmas, like the red and the green and the pops of colors, and the same with Halloween in the fall. So it, you know, sometimes it kind of looks a little bit cheesy, but it reminds me of my mom, and it's special to me. And I feel like with the boys, they think that the fun colors and everything lit up is exciting. So, I mean, it's a part of their life too, where it's so innocent and it's so fun. So I want to make sure that they love it too. Okay, moving on to the dining room area. Okay, so this is what I got going on right now. I got my little spiders. I got my little like netting stuff. The potion bottles. I have to get more candles for those. I'll get like the tea light lit up ones and more potion bottles. And then I had to change this up because now they love getting up here to check out things. So right now we have their haunted house, and we'll get lights put in there. And then we have a couple, that's our little bar guy. I'll go around the other side so it matches the bar. So let's see here. So that he's like the Scully's tap room. So it goes with the bar. I'm working, so I got my little station set up. Does anybody else have to have your station set up for work? I always have to have my water, my coffee, and my candle lit. All right, so that's what we got going on in here for now. We just kind of popped our little owl over there. And then they decided for this part, they wanted to put their spell books, which I was like, okay. So they put our little books right here. And then we have these actually light up. So again, like, this is like beautiful as what I see on Instagram? No, but it's fun and they enjoy it. And then they put their little sign, and then that's just my little candle melt that I like. And that's what we got going on the inside right now. So that's a good start. Oh yes, I do wear a blanket when I work and it's 90 degrees out. I'll show you the outside later when it's done, but I gotta wait to get pumpkins. I don't really know what the heat. I feel like I got them early last year and I feel like I got mums early, but I think I'm gonna wait till maybe it's like more regularly in the 80s, not 90s and 100s, to get my outside stuff. I got all like the decor out, but not ready for the other stuff. So that's my little bit of taste of the first bit of Halloween and fall that is out. I'm gonna keep working on it. And now we're gonna make a recipe. Okay, so the recipe that I am making today is gonna be a marinara pumpkin sage sauce with ground chicken breast. You can obviously substitute that for ground beef or ground turkey, whatever your family prefers, baked with spaghetti squash. And so I have actually seen this recipe on the Food Network. If you didn't know, now you know. I love the Food Network. And they had made it as meatballs. I am just not patient enough to sit there and make meatloaf and meatballs. I mean, it should probably be a pretty easy thing to do. So I'm gonna make it more like a baked ziti, where I'm gonna take the ground chicken. That's just what I picked today. I still can't handle a ground turkey. That was one of those things that was like on the top of my food list that was causing a lot of that bloating and stomach pains. So I'm gonna try it out with ground chicken. I'm gonna do a mixture of like fall-like spices with ground ginger and nutmeg and cinnamon. I'll show you in a second. Mix that all together, brown up the chicken, go ahead and make the spaghetti squash in the microwave while the chicken's going. I'll make the sauce in a separate pot, mix it all together, put some mozzarella cheese, bake it in the oven with that fresh sage, and we're gonna see how this dinner turns out. So let me show you what I already did. I'm gonna flip the camera and I'm gonna walk you through this. Now, would I do this in real life and make it look all fancy like this? Nope, but I was trying to save you time from watching me measure out all my spices. So I'm kind of guesstimating on the spice amount. I'll include it in the description below. But these spices are gonna be for the ground turkey, and these are gonna be for the sauce. So in the sauce, I'm gonna do dried basil, red pepper flakes, salt, garlic powder, and cinnamon. All right, now also with it, I'm gonna use some tomato basil sauce, chicken stock, and canned pumpkin. So there's the chicken stock and the marinara all measured out so you can watch me do this. All right, here's our spices. So there we go. Looking good. Now, for the ground turkey, I'm gonna use stevia, kosher salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, ground ginger, garlic powder, and pepper. So that's gonna be that. If I forgot anything, again, I'll recap it. But I measured it all out, so I'm gonna get going on browning up the ground chicken, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix these all up. Again, I got ground ginger, garlic powder, nutmeg, cinnamon, pepper, salt, and stevia. So I'm gonna mix it up, and then I have my chicken going on the stove. I just like to mix these so they're like evenly distributed before I actually put them in, okay? Now, if I wasn't making this for you guys, I would just be pretty much shaking it on there without measuring it. So see how the chicken is almost brown? So now I want it to kind of take on the flavor of the spices. So put those on there. That actually looks good. Okay, we're gonna mix that up. And then I'm just gonna add 1 serving of the canned pumpkin and save the rest of it for the sauce. So 1 serving is about 120 grams of canned pumpkin. So I have that measured, ready to go. I'm gonna add it to the sauce, toss it through, add the fresh sage, and then I'm gonna add it to the meat. And then I'm gonna start on my sauce. Okay. I don't know if you can see me back here, but it smells so good. There is nothing better than fresh sage. And I think to loosen it up, I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of the chicken stock in here, and then this is almost ready to go. I'm gonna start on the sauce. Smells so good. So all I have left, and I'll let this simmer for like 10 to 15 minutes and then I'll assemble it. I'm gonna add the fresh sage. I'm gonna taste it, see if it maybe needs a little bit of sweetness to kind of cut through the acid of the tomato, and then we'll be good to go. I'll get it into the baking dish that I wanna bake it in, top it with some mozzarella and Parmesan, and we'll have dinner. Quick and easy meal. And this is one you could honestly make early in the day, even the night before. So if you have a lot of activities going on after school, and you can just cover it with foil, put it right in the oven when you get home, bake it, and enjoy it. Nice little tasty, cozy, pumpkin flavored fall recipe. I just sampled this sauce. Make sure, see if I don't make a mess here. And it's really good. So maybe, there we go, can you see that? It's kind of nice, like orangey red color with the mixture. But I did probably 2 tablespoons of the fresh sage, but I really like the taste of fresh sage. If you don't, maybe dial it back. And I ended up probably doing a tablespoon or so of stevia just to kind of cut through it. But it's really tasty. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it all for the baked dish, but if not, I'll just put it in a mason jar and just kind of save it to use throughout the rest of the week. But this would be really delicious if you're like a fan of, well, any kind of ravioli, but like butternut squash ravioli right now. Honestly, it would top on any pasta. That would be great on like smothered on chicken breast instead of like baked Parmesan chicken. You could do that with a little bit of mozzarella. I would drizzle that on eggs. Like when I make a sauce that I like, I don't really care what I put it on. That would be so good on broccoli. But anyway, maybe make a big batch of it and then you can have it for other meals. So I scooped out the spaghetti squash, and this was 800 grams. A lot of our clients are asking me, hey, if I want to make recipes for the fall, how do I go about like putting it into MyFitnessPal, deciding on the servings? How do you measure it out once it's cooked? So sometimes I measure stuff, sometimes I don't. I'm doing it for the sake of this particular video to show our clients how to actually input it. So this ended up being 800 grams, and it's a lot of spaghetti squash, but divided between 4 servings or however many servings you want to make this recipe, I think that's a pretty decent amount. And now that I'm seeing this amount of squash, I'm going to use all of the sauce. So I'm going to mix most of my sauce into the actual spaghetti squash, put that in my 9x9, I think this is. No, 8x8 dish. I'm going to spray it first, top it with the meat, then the cheese, and then when I'm ready to cook it, because right now it's only 3 in the afternoon, I'll do it when the boys get home. I'll probably bake it at like 350 just till like the cheese gets brown and it's warmed through. Easy peasy. All right, let me assemble it. Hey, I'm out of mozzarella cheese, but I'm not about to go to the store. So I think it would honestly be good with cheese on top, but I'm improvising. You could also add more vegetables to this. So it's pretty full. I should have used a bigger pan. Whatever, we're rolling with it. But I think cheese would be nice on top. I'm just gonna use some grated Parm and just call it a day. Oh, pretty heavy. Okay, I gotta see if I have another one of those, but that looks pretty good. Maybe if I would have saved the little sage, I would have sprinkled it on top, but basil would also be a nice addition to that. All right, let me see if I have more. Okay, there we have it, finished product. Oh, it looks pretty good. I think so if it boils over. You know how sometimes if you bake it, your marinara might boil over. I'm gonna line a sheet pan with some foil so it has easy cleanup. But yeah, I'm gonna bake that probably. I'll probably just honestly keep it on the counter at room temperature because I'm gonna have it in about 2 to 3 hours and then bake it maybe for 30 minutes at 350. I'll let you know, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Let me show you the finished product. Hold on. I mean, I think that looks good. I just feel like it needs a little pop of green. I think I'm gonna put fresh basil on that. I have some. All right, that's the recipe. Okay, I have a couple little chefs helping me. But here's the weight coming off of here with the dish and the actual meal. So I'm gonna take that number minus the 970, okay? 2065 divided by 4, and that's the actual weight per serving. Okay, so this is the finished product. I'm not saying it's the most visually appealing, but I'm bringing it down to my neighbor Brenda to try it out. Hey, little chefs, does it look good?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leif, does it look good?
Yeah.
All right, who are we gonna go bring it to?
Edwina.
Okay, but it's a huge serving for what, 275 calories? Look at that. Okay, so that's a wrap on today's episode of some of my fall fun and decorations going on around here. A new fall recipe. Let me know in the comments if you end up trying out the recipe. How did you like it? Any changes you would make? Share with me what kind of fall recipes you're making right now and what things you're doing for fun that brings you a little bit of joy. I know as moms, sometimes it feels like one more thing on our plate to decorate, or gosh, even to make a recipe. That's why I do ingredients, because I'm gonna tell you, that took longer than I usually would do, but it also brings me joy, so that's why I choose to do it. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'll chat with you soon.